Dr. Amit is all set. Yes, good evening, doctor.
Good evening. Good
What
evening, everyone.
for us today?
Oh, yes. Everyone is talking about good health. And when we think of good health, we need to be very grateful to one of our systems in us, in our body that ensures that we have this good health, which is our immunity, the body's defense system. And Burley was talking to me yesterday. She said a lot of our seniors are falling sick these days. We need to know methods by which we can boost our immunity. So I thought in the SIP, I'll just dedicate this time to try to understand what are those factors that help boost our immunity, that can improve our immunity. And the first one is eating. We are what we eat. So if we eat well, we will become stronger and immunity will improve as well. So besides your carbohydrates and proteins and fats, which is essential for you, you also need minerals and vitamins. So it's important for us to have that balanced diet. It's important for us to decrease the saturated fats and try to avoid salts, try to avoid added sugars to our diet. Try to improve our immunity by increasing the fruits and vegetables in our diets. Try to increase the natural color in our diet. So anything that is naturally colored is rich with antioxidants, and antioxidants are a gift to your immunity. So it's important for us to have that. At the same time, when we talk about eating, we hear a lot about probiotics. So probiotics are actually, our whole system, our GIT, has a lot of natural bacteria. And these are the good bacteria that is required for us. And they are in trillions of bacteria there. But if we fall sick, if we take antibiotics, these bacteria, or we get some kind of an infection, that balance is destroyed. And therefore, probiotics can help boost our GIT or gut immunity. And our gut immunity is related to overall well-being. In fact, it's related to obesity, it's related to diseases like diabetes, related to diseases like Alzheimer's disease as well. So there are a number of things that our gut immunity is related to, and therefore taking probiotics would be a good way forward to boost your immunity. So eat well, take probiotics. Third point that you have to keep in mind if you want to boost your immunity is be physically active. You need to be physically active. And this is something we tell you time and again. Whatever the health condition that you want to prevent, being physically active is very, very important to you. Understand what kind of physical activity you can do. What is advised is at least 150 minutes of physical activity in a week. 150 minutes of physical activity in a week. In addition to those aerobic exercises, you also need to do muscle strengthening exercises. Especially as we grow older, it's important for us to do muscle strengthening exercises because it will strengthen our ability to walk. So the frailty factor will be addressed, because a lot of people as they grow older can become frail. So everything is fine, but then they cannot walk or they cannot think or cannot see. So it's important for us to also build our ability to walk around and balance so that we don't have a fall. And for that, muscle strengthening exercises are also important. In addition to this, maintain your weight. So if you're going to have a proper balanced diet and going to do exercise, your weight will be managed. Check your body mass index. I told you earlier how to check your body mass index, the BMI, by checking the weight in kg upon height in meters square. Weight in kg upon height in meters square. Try to keep it less than 25. So if you do that, it really helps your immunity. Get enough sleep. It's very, very important. As we sleep, our body puts the whole system back in order. So it's a cleanup mechanism for the body while you're sleeping. There are a lot of good hormones that are secreted during that time, which puts everything, the whole system in place. But if you do not get enough sleep, then that affects your immunity. So it's important that you sleep well. When you get up in the morning, you should feel fresh. That is the indication that you have slept well. If you're fresh in the morning, that means you've slept well. If you're feeling very sleepy and drowsy all throughout the day, that means you have not got enough sleep. So get enough sleep and try to understand what that balance is for you. Quit smoking. If anyone is smoking, there's nothing good about smoking. Please quit smoking because that affects your immunity. If you're drinking, drink in moderation. If you're not drinking good enough, don't drink. But if you're drinking, then drink in moderation. Try to reduce the alcohol. The more alcohol you drink, the more difficult you're making it for the liver to detoxify the alcohol. So it's important for you to decrease the total amount of alcohol if you're drinking and you really require, if you think you cannot do without it. If you're not drinking, please do not drink alcohol. And the last point I would tell you is to try to control your stress. Chronic anxiety can impair your immune system. So if you are having chronically anxious, or you're depressed, or having some kind of a stress, then you need to speak to someone who can address the stress in you. Because if you're going to be stressed, it's going to affect your immunity. So what I was saying is, eat well, be physically active, have your probiotics, maintain a healthy weight, get enough sleep, quit smoking, drink in moderation, and control your anxiety level, and your immunity will be boosted. So be healthy and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I'm sure very
Amit,
practical, something to follow.
Dr. Amit, I have
Yes.
a question for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Go
Dr.
ahead.
Amit, I
Yes,
have
yes,
a question. Doctor, what could we take by way of probiotics? Do you mean the natural ones, or the capsule?
Okay, very good question. So you get probiotics. See, probiotics, something like lactobacillus, which is present in yogurt and curds, which is naturally there in that. So you have items like that. You get your probiotics through that. Kimchi, for example, is the other probiotic that is commonly we hear about. So you can take these naturally occurring probiotics. It's fine. It's the same thing. Instead of that, if you can't take it, or you can't place your hands on that, then especially when you have antibiotics, doctor would prescribe things like lactobacillus for you. So you have it in a tablet form, you have it in a syrup form. That is also probiotics. Okay, so there is probiotics. There are also something called prebiotics. Prebiotics is the feed that you give the bacteria. So it's something like fiber that you would give, that these probiotics would feed on. And sometimes you get a mixture of that. You get a probiotic and prebiotic together. So any of that would do. Depending on what is the problem, somebody may want to give you something very specific, but you could take the natural probiotic, or you could take something that's available in the pharmacy.
Thank you, doctor. I didn't get the third one that you said. You said curd?
There is kimchi, which is available. People make that drink, which they use a lot of probiotic in that. And
Kimchi. I have not heard
kimchi,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah. There are many others that are also available. These are naturally occurring probiotics, where they use the good bacteria and to prepare that. So anything that is fermented actually would have the bacteria, because it gets fermented with these bacteria.
Thank you, doctor.
Is that something like a tea, Doctor?
Yes, you get it. It's like a tea.
Brownish?
Yes. Yes.
Kombucha
Yes,
or
yes.
something?
Yes. Kombucha. Yes. That's another one. Yes.
Yes, that was
Yes.
also. Okay.
Yeah.
Because kimchi
So people do
is
prepare
also
that, and you can have that. It has ultimately
Yes.
what you need is those good bacteria that needs to be replenished and keep them, in balance. The gut flora has to be in balance.
So thank
kimchi
you so
is
much.
also what you get as a starter in Chinese restaurants. It's a Korean dish which is made out of cabbage.
Yeah, but it will be some fermented stuff that will be there. So I think it will be useful. Yeah.
Could be something to calm the stomach before you start eating. So could be.
Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
Thanks,
Because
Doctor.
the Chinese use a lot of fermented stuff, so that will have a probiotic in it.